So, just for your quick information, yesterday we discussed who is Rupa Swami and all his present life and the Vrindavan, what is his position, why he wrote Nectar of Devotion, on what basis he wrote Nectar of Devotion, on whose instruction he wrote Nectar of Devotion, all those things what we discussed. Then we discussed that, we also discussed that why Sadhu Goswamis were sent to Vrindavan by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for purpose for compiling and compose bhakti literature to establish the deity worship. Third, to finding the lost pastime places of Lord Krishna and set the example of pure devotional service. So all those things we discussed. And what is the position of each acharya in Goloka Vrindavan, that also we discussed as a Manjari. So okay, so we'll start with today's session. Yesterday we a little bit discussed about this thing, entering Bhakti Rasa Amrit Sindhu. So, and we had gone through what is Bhakti. Bhakti means devotion, rasa. So we discussed that what is that rasa. That also we discussed little bit in last session, but we'll discuss in detail today. What is Amrita? The English meaning is nectar, and Sindhu means ocean. How should we translate this? The ocean of nectar of devotion. Right, like that. So in short, Prabhupada has translated this book Nectar of Devotion as English version. So then, what is rasa actually? What is the exact meaning of rasa? It's very difficult to find English meaning of rasa. But बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं मुझे इसमें रस है. रस मतलब I am interested. I like to do that, isn't it? So so that is called rasa. Something, some intuition, some uh, force which is driving that person to carry on whatever activity is doing. Okay. So yeah. So let's go through Nectar of Devotion itself. What Prabhupada writes. So bhakti means devotional service. Okay. So every service has some attractive feature. So yesterday we discussed what is the meaning of love and what is the meaning of bhakti. Bhakti means devotional service. Why service? So that in a small way I mentioned, but that was sufficient to explain. Let's say if I say I am a Desh Bhakta, so that means not that just I always hold uh, flag for the country. Of course, that is one important element, but it's not just an element. There are more than that. There is more than that. So when I'm talking about bhakti, bhakti means service, and that service should be with love. And even if I talk about love, that we'll discuss in upcoming paragraphs. So uh, love means service. Love also contains the service. Without service, love is useless, right? Just boy and girl, they are loving each other. As many times I have discussed this thing, and boy and girl, they see each other. I love you. Present, right? So love you to ho gaya, but what after that? They are staying together, then they have to feed each other, they have to serve each other. Doesn't work just by word love, loving each other. So love means service, bhakti means service, but bhakti is more than bhakti means loving devotional service. So when you read every service has some attractive feature which drive the servitor progressively on and on. So uh, just like boy is attracted by some girl out of love or maybe lust, whatever. But there is some force which attract that boy to do something for that girl, or maybe girl want to do something for the boy, whatever. Okay, so there is some attractive feature which force that boy or girl to do something for each other, or maybe someone is nationalist. Okay, so there is some factor, just like some people, they are so strong nationalist, so they want to, they are ready to die for country. Okay. So every one of us within this world is perpetually engaged in some sort of service. And yesterday we also discussed what is our dharma. Our dharma is not just that uh, faith, as I discussed many times, that not just Hindu, Muslim, Christianity, or anything. Okay, but in that religion also there are some aspect of service. Without service, that religion will not work. Okay, so our eternal position is, so what is dharma? So dharma is that position which can never be changed within ourselves. So what are those? Like everyone has tendency to serve. Either they serve dog or they may serve God. God, God, DOG dog. So it's up to the person's choice whom he wants to serve, God or dog. Okay, but he will end up in serving. If he doesn't serve anyone, then he will end up serving his own senses, lust. Okay, so service is is integrated element which cannot be changed from the human being or any living entity. Either it may be dog or maybe horse or whatever. Dog will also serve, maybe baby dog or sea dog or he dog or whatever. They also serve each other, isn't it? Every morning, we have one in our temple. There is one nest. So there, small sparrows, baby sparrows are staying there. So we have seen that always that mother sparrow or father sparrow come, pick up some eatables and take to the nest. They have service element. We cannot avoid whichever living species we may be, but we cannot avoid serving each other. So serving is the constitutional duty of human being. Now, whom to serve? What is the highest object of service? What is the highest? Who is the highest object? What is the highest object of love? That is different part. Okay, so let's see. So everyone has in this world is perpetually engaged in some sort of service, and impetus for such a service is the pleasure we derive from it. So there is some force which inspire us to do that service, right? So like a driven by affection for his wife and children, a family man work day and night. Okay, so this is one part, one example. A philanthropist work in the same way for the love of greater family. Someone wants to love just as a human, not only family. The center is not only the family, but there they have extended family, or you can say that a greater family, maybe village, country, or whatever. So philanthropists work in the same way for the love of greater family. A nationalist for the cause of his country and countrymen. Okay. So that force that drives a philanthropist, the householder, nationalist is for rasa, a kind of mellow relationship whose taste is very sweet. Yeah. So hope now we are understanding what is the meaning of rasa here. So rasa is not just juice. बोलते मुझे रसम पिला दो, रसा वाला सब्जी दे दो. It's not about. Of course, that is also tasty. That there is some taste or some relationship. In that sense, the rasa is taken here. So what is Bhakti Ras? So Bhakti Ras is mellow different from ordinary rasa enjoyed in the mundane workers by mundane workers. It's Bhakti Ras is completely different from philanthropist. The rasa enjoyed by philanthropist, householder, and national. Okay. So what is the difference is mentioned. Mundane workers labor very hard day and night in order to release certain kind of rasa, which is understood as the sense gratification. Why that whole day and night people are working? They want to enjoy their senses. Um, in, in general, those who are devotees, different thing. They have a higher purpose. The release of taste for mundane rasa does not long endure. So what does it mean? So as soon as suppose someone is serving country or whatever, so as soon as he die, his relationship with that particular country is finished. So some of you might have attended Sankalpa camp where we have seen Kailash drama. So there Kailash, uh, so you remember that Kailash was so much worried about his family, and Narad Muni comes so many times to him, And he said that, I have now my children's, I have a responsibility for my children's. Then after some time, Narad Muni came. At that time, the children were married, so he has a grandchildren. He says, I have to take care of my grandchildren. Then he saw that after some time, Narad Muni again come and he saw that, oh, now your grandchildren have also married. But he said, they're irresponsible, so I have to take care of them. So every time we keep giving the argument for not performing bhakti. Why is not be, should perform bhakti? So there are so many such arguments or excuse you can say. बोलते हैं करना है. If you want to do, anyway we'll do. And if you don't want to do, we'll always give a excuse. That is the difference. So then finally, to protect the property, what happened? He die and he become a snake. In the he take a birth as a snake after death in the same area. Then when snake was seen, his grandchildren kill him. That is the scenario of this material world. So as soon as person die, his relationship with this materialistic, maybe country, family, and nationalist will be over. So that's one thing. Okay. So the release of of enjoyment. So what happened? Sometimes they do one work and sometimes they do other work. Sometimes they feel eat so much gulab jam. Okay, they eat much ras malai. Some one devotee's birthday so had मुझे दिया तो मैं थोड़ा सा लिया one fourth. Okay, so then they were giving more. So one Prabhu cannot eat. So he says I will eat later. Like I cannot eat more now. So, and we eat so much rasmalai, then after some time we feel, oh, अभी तो मैं थोड़े अभी रसमलाई खाऊंगा ही नहीं. We think like that. So then, what is the phase now? Now it is tyaga. Tyag means we have renounced the rasmalai. So after renouncing for some days, again the rasmalai come and that taste come in the mouth, and water because of that taste and remembrance of the past memory, the saliva will come out inside the mouth. So what will happen that he again want to eat rasmalai. So eat too much, too much. No, now he cannot eat again. Again he think that now I have eaten so much. Now I will not eat again. So this cycle will go on. Bhog tyag, bhog tyag, bhog tyag. So it says, bhog and tyag, bhog and tyag. So if someone does so much bhoga, if someone is so much bhogi, then he become rogi. And after becoming rogi, he becomes tyagi, and this cycle will continue. After becoming tyagi for some time, again he end up in being a bhogi, then rogi and tyagi. So this cycle continues. So, that is what he's saying. Workers are always apt to change their position of enjoyment. A businessman is not satisfied by working the whole week, therefore wanting to change for the weekend. He goes to a place where he tries to forget his business activity. Then after the weekend is spent in forgetfulness, he again changes position and resumes his actual business activity. So material engagement means accepting particular status for some time, then changing it. So accept for some time, then change it. So this position of changing back and forth is technically known as bhog tyag, which means position of alternating sense enjoyment, renunciation. So this is the limitation of material enjoyment. A living entity cannot steadily remain either in the sense enjoyment or renunciation. So this is the futility of uh, mundane rasa, like maybe philanthropist or maybe family or maybe nationalist, whatever. So change is going on perpetually, and we cannot be happy in either state because of our eternal constitutional position. Okay. So what is that? if I'm a constitutional position, so we'll discuss that. So because our this enjoyment and tyaga is not properly reposed, just like if it is not done for keeping one particular object in the center, which is highest object of love and service, then this will continue. Okay, so sometime so that's why Krishna has said in Srimad Bhagavatam, what is the highest object of service and love is, so what is the highest dharma, paro dharma. He says in Srimad Bhagavatam, Save Pumsa Paro Dharma Yato Bhakti Radoksha Ahetuki Apratyata Yatma Supasiddhi. So highest dharma. So sometime family dharma, this dharma, whatever. These are mundane rasa. They keep changing. Why? Because that is not the highest object of love and service. So if you pose this our loving and service propensity for highest object, Save Paro Dharma, that is for what is that? Save Pumsa Paro Dharma Yato Bhakti Radoksha. So Adokshaj. Adokshaj is the name of Krishna. If repose this activity for Adokshaj Krishna, so then will not be end up in this bhoga tyaga, alternative sense enjoyment and renunciation cycle. So sense gratification does not endure for long, and it is called chapal sukha, flickering happiness. So of course, we are not saying that he will not get happiness from mundane rasa. You get, but that is flickering, temporary. After some time, you will not like it. So how? So that is example is given. For example, an ordinary family man who works very hard day and night and is successful in giving the comfort to family member for his family, thereby release a kind of mellow. But his whole advancement of material happiness immediately terminate along with his body as soon as his life is over. So, so as soon as he dies, his connection will be finished. I remember we have one family. I have one close relative. No, he was telling me always, "Arey, work very nicely now and save the money, then you will enjoy later on." So that person, he worked for 60 years. He was in bank. He retired. So he has so much money now. So within a 24 days of retirement, I remember I was in Vrindavan and I was living from Vrindavan to Karoli, where Radha Madan Mohanji is there with my parents' car. And I saw the message, he passed away. So just after the retirement of 24 hours, when he was about, as he was planning that he will enjoy after retirement, he passed away. So and then, some of my relatives, they were also thinking, Arey, what is this? He worked hard so much. They were discussing literally this thing. Work hard so whole life and तो बात कर रहे थे लाइक जब बैठ के खाने का आया तब चले गए. That's what happened. I have literally heard this thing and seen in my life. So immediately terminates along with his body as soon as his life is over. So that is therefore taken as a representative of God for atheist class of men. The devotee realized the presence of God by devotional service. So either way, we have to accept the God. So these people, atheist kind of people, may not accept the God, but either way, by serving the God, we have to accept, or by as a death personification, we have to accept the supremacy of the God. Just like Kamsa, he was denying, he was not accepting Krishna, and see, Vasudev, Devki, Mother Yasoda, Nanda Maharaj, all have accepted Krishna and they were serving. So either serving Krishna, they accepted his supremacy, or as a death personification, Kansa accepted the supremacy of the God. Similar way, Hiranyakashipu, Ravan, and so many things. So either way, we have to accept the supremacy of the God. Now the choice is ours, how we want to accept. Okay. So that's what he's saying. The devotee, atheist realize the God by death. The devotee realize the presence of God by devotional service. Okay. Whereas atheists realize the presence of God in the shape of death. So at the death, everything is finished, and one has to begin a new chapter of life in a new situation, perhaps higher or lower than the last one. We don't know. That's what we said in Srimad Bhagavatam. Karmana deva netrena, by the arrangement karma and by the arrangement of the divine power, we get the next body. So what kind of karma? That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 8.5 and 6. That yam yam api antakale sorry, yam yam vapi sparane bhavam teja ante kalevaram tad tad bhav tad tad bhav bhavita. So he says that whatever state we remember at the time of death, that kind of body will achieve in the next life. So we don't know. If you have done sinful activity throughout the life, someone has eaten so much fish or anything throughout the life, next time they may get the body of tiger or whatever. Someone is eating which is spoiled and all those things may get the body of hog and all whatever. So that is based on karmana and deva netrana. By karma, by his karma throughout the life, and a deva netrana by the judgment of deva. So yeah, of course. So in any field of activity, political, social, national, or international, the result of our action will be finished with the end of life. That is sure. So that is the difference. So now, what is Bhakti Rasa? This is he has spoken about what is mundane rasa. Okay. So he mentioned Bhakti Rasa is different. How is the difference? First, he gave the example that mundane rasa are chapal sukha, they end with death. It's alternate sense enjoyment and renunciation. They so all those things he has mentioned. So what is about Bhakti Rasa? So now he's talking. So in this previous paragraph, he spoke about mundane rasa. Now he's talking about Bhakti Rasa. So he says Bhakti Rasa, however, the mellow release in the transcendental loving service of the Lord does not finish after life, after, with the end of the life. It doesn't finish. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 2.40. Nehabi kramanascha pratyavayana vidyate sarvamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahatopaya. Little endeavor made on the path of devotional service will not be finished. Okay, it has a permanent benefit, permanent effect. So it will not end. So if we have in this lifetime, if we have done 10% bhakti, so in the next lifetime, we'll start with 11%. So that's the confirmation given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. It continues perpetually and is therefore called Amruta. So Amruta means which has never died. Okay. So Bhakti Rasa Amrut Sindhu. So Bhakti Rasa, which is like nectar, okay, which never dies. It continues perpetually and is therefore Amruta, that which does not die but exists eternally. And of course, so this is confirmed in the Vedic literature. So we already discussed about Bhagavad Gita that says that little advancement made in the Bhakti Rasa can save the devotee from greatest danger, that of missing opportunity of human life. So the rasa derive from our feelings in social life, in family life, of greater family life of altruism, philanthropy, nationalism, socialism, communism, etc. do not guarantee that one's next life will be human beings. But Bhakti Rasa guarantee if you have made little bit devotional service, you will get human birth. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 6.37 and all. Sixth chapter is talks about that. What will happen? He says Arjuna asked a question that अयेति श्रद्धयोपेतो योगाचलितमानसः अप्राप्य योग samsiddhim kam gatim Krishna gacchati. He says, "O Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with the faith, but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism? He will he doesn't become successful. What will happen to him?" Then he says, छिन्नो उभयो विभ्रष्टम छिन्ना भ्रमैव नश्यति अप्रतिष्ठ महाभाव विमूढ़ ब्रह्मणपति. He says, O mighty am Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material happiness? अरे मतलब अर्जुन is telling, इसका क्या गो, उसको राम भी नहीं मिला और दाम भी नहीं मिला, कहीं का नहीं रहा, उसका क्या होगा? So he is not like he doesn't perish like a riven cloud with no position in any sphere. वो कहीं का नहीं रहा, इसका क्या होगा? So Krishna answer very nicely. So Arjuna says, this is my doubt, uh, but only you can solve this my doubt. So then Arjuna answer that he says, पार्थ नैवेह नामुत्र विनाश तस्य न विद्यते नहि कल्याण कृत कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति. He says, what he said, Krishna said, son of Prutha, transcendental is engaged in auspicious activity does not meet with destruction either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. So he gives the guarantee. And what he says here, Bhapya Punya Kritam Lokan Usitva Saswati Sama Suchinam Srimatam Jehe Yoga Bhashta Vichayate. So unsuccessful yogi after many, many births. If someone has practiced devotional service for short time, what will happen to him? After after many, many years of enjoyment on the planets of pious living entities like the Chandra Loka or whatever, is born into family of righteous people or in the family of rich people. So if he take a birth in Vaishnava family or in the rich family, he doesn't have to worry about earning money. He can directly focus on devotion. So he is given a chance. He is given a chance uh, by giving a birth in Vaishnava family or a richer person, a rich aristocratic family. But it is his choice whether he want to take advantage or not. If he doesn't take advantage, then his loss, and if he take advantage, he can advance. So end of the day, whichever position you are given birth, it's your choice. Every point there is a choice to accept, sorry, authority of Krishna and reject the authority of Krishna. Perform, every point it's your choice to remember Krishna and forget Krishna. It's every point it's our choice to be grateful to Krishna and blame others. It's our choice. Okay, it is our choice. That's what Krishna says. I think I don't want to off track by saying all these things. But Krishna says, sorry, Brahmaji says in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's very, very, we'll discuss that later on. I think which chapter, I could not remember right now. Anyway, I don't want to go there. He says in 8th chapter, 14th chapter, Tatvenukampa Susamikshama. Says, Tatvenukampa Susamikshama Bhunjan Eva Atmakrutam Vipakam Tridavapvir Vidhan Namaste Sivet Payumukti Padesa Tayabhak. So he says here that one who earnestly wait for you to bestow your mercy, Brahmaji is saying, costless mercy upon him, all the while patiently, earnestly wait for you to bestow your costless mercy upon him. So we have to earnestly wait for the Lord to bestow his costless mercy on us. Then while what? While patiently suffering the reaction of his past misdeeds. Okay, so we have to suffer. And he tell, and offering you respectful obeisance with his heart. Or हमें, although we are suffering, but that is no, we have to accept it's a mercy of the Krishna that he has reduced my suffering. Otherwise, I would have suffered more. Sometimes devotee asks, "How are you?" So devotee respond, "Better than what I deserve." You would have been writing somewhere. He says, "Better than what I deserve." Nice answer. Better than what I deserve. Okay, you know. So we have to suffer thinking that it's mercy of Krishna that he has reduced the reaction of our sinful activity. And he says, offering the respectful obeisance with his heart, word, and body. So we have to engage everything. BMW. Okay. So he's surely eligible for liberation, for this become his rightful claim. If we do that, so now it is our rightful claim. Rightful claim means जो पिता का बेटा है उसका he has a rightful claim on the property of father. So this is our situation. The liberation is our rightful claim. So here the mukti pade word is used. So so this is very wonderful thing. Mukti pade means the mukti जिसके पैरों में रहती है. You can take that way also. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says you can take this mukti pade as the we can eligible to achieve the person who on his lotus feet mukti is staying. So Krishna. Anyway, I don't want to off track, but it's very nice verse. So in the next verse, he says that unsuccessful yogi who practice for long time, he take directly. He doesn't have to go in heavenly planet and all the way again. Punya is lost. Then he come back to earth. He doesn't have to do. He can directly get a birth in the aristocratic family, so especially in the uh, family of transcendentalists. Okay, so that he can easily progress on the path of bhakti. So okay. Okay, so in the philanthropic activities, it's not guaranteed, but bhakti it is guaranteed. Okay. So we prepare our next life by our actual activities in the present life. What we are doing throughout the life that decide our future life. So every moment is deciding our future life. So now what we should do and what should not we do, that's why we should do this in guidance. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Kim karma kim akarmeti, kavayopyatra mohita tatate karma praksham tyatva mokshasya subha. Kim karma kim akarmeti, what should be done and what should not be done. Even the greatest scholar are in illusion. They don't know what should be done and what should not be done. That's why Krishna says, I'm telling you what you should do, and if you do that, you will be moksha se asubat. You will be free from all miseries. Okay, so that's why we should be very choosy in our body, mind, and word. Every action of every action through body, word, and mind. We should be very, very choosy based on the principle. These activities are taken into account by superior authority known as Deva. So that's what we discussed, Karmana Deva Netrena. Okay. So this Deva is explained in the Bhagavad Gita as a prime cause. The Bhagavad Gita is talking about 5 subject matters: Iswara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. So Deva is Iswara here. Okay. And in Srimad Bhagavatam it is stated that man takes his next body by Deva Netrena, which means by the supervision of the authority of the Supreme. So in any ordinary sense, Deva is explained as destiny. Deva supervision gives us body selected from 8.4 million species form. The choice does not depend on our selection, but it is awarded to us according to our destiny. So if you remember in basic course or maybe Sankalpa camp, we had discussed about that. One you desire and one you deserve. One you desire and second is you deserve. We want to have a 5 BHK flat facing the sea chase at Juhu Beach. That is your desire. But we should be deserving also. We should have sufficient money. Okay, we have a desire to get, very good human birth, human body, but if we don't deserve, we don't get. So that deserve, are we deserving or not? That depends on our karma. Okay. So yeah, so if our body at present is engaged in the activities of Krishna consciousness, then it is guaranteed that we'll have at least human body in our next life. जो भी भक्ति किया है, कर रहे हैं, they will definitely get human birth in the next life. So that is a statement. I'm reading again. If our body at present is engaged in the activities of Krishna consciousness, then it is guaranteed that we have at least a human body in our next life. A human being engaged in Krishna consciousness, even if unable to complete the course of Bhakti Yoga, takes birth in the higher division of human society so that he can automatically further his advancement in Krishna consciousness. We already discussed on Bhagavad Gita this part. Therefore, all bona fide activities in Krishna consciousness are Amruta, permanent. So Bhakti Rasa is permanent. Okay, so it is Amrita. Bhakti Rasa, Amrita. Bhakti Rasa is Amrita. Mundane Rasa is Mrita. They die as soon as person is finished. But Bhakti Rasa is Amrita. So that is the subject matter of Nectar of Devotion. Okay. And so that is what is, very nicely explained here about Bhakti Rasa Amrut, which eternal never dies. So hope this is clear. Every service has some effective feature which derives the servitor progressively on, and that force which drives the philanthropist, the householder, and nationalist is called rasa, or kind of mellow. So we already discussed about fake love, genuine love. Why does familiarity in this world lead to contempt? So this rasa are fake. They fake means they are not permanent. And Lakshmi ji is just massaging the feet of Lord Vishnu, but it's everlasting. He doesn't want to give up that position. So mundane love, so the difference between lust and love, lust means what can she do for me? Love means flows outward selflessly. Means what can I do for her? Here we are lust means what other person can do for us. Love means what can I do for them? It's outward. Okay. So example, a multimillionaire's love for Hollywood actress. Mundane love is simply attraction for skin color, face cut, and bodily shape. Might have seen, right? Great Bollywood, Hollywood actor, they get separated and so many things as soon as they don't get pleasure. So what is genuine love? So genuine love is service, not just a feeling. वो love you बोलते नहीं रहते. They do service. It's voluntary. It cannot be forced. Genuine love is voluntary. It is selfless, opposite to selfish. Okay. So in the love there is a sacrifice and pain. Suppose कोई देश प्रेमी है, तो युद्ध होता है. Just like freedom fighters, they have undergone so much sacrifice and pain. I remember I had read one Bhagavad Gita before I read ISKCON Bhagavad Gita, or after reading ISKCON Bhagavad Gita, I was not in touch with devotee. So that was written by one of freedom fighter. So he has written what kind of pain they have undergone. Love means sacrifice and pain. Free from unrealistic expectation. It's not unrealistic. वो वाला नहीं, तुम जो कहो तो चांद तारे तोड़ लाऊंगा. It's not about that. It's realistic. Okay. And there is a respect. So valuing individuality. We accept whatever imperfection that other person has. And that is unconditional in all situations. We don't expect anything in return. And we tolerate. There is a tolerance in the love. If the lovable object doesn't do as per our expectation, we tolerate. Just like gopis, Krishna went, he left them in Vrindavan crying, but still the gopis were loving Krishna. So that is a great example. So security, so in the real love there is no insecurity. अरे मैं इनको प्रेम कर रहा हूँ, अभी कोई आके बात करना लेगा तो जनरली दिस इज व्हाट हैपन इन मोस्ट ऑफ द रिलेशनशिप. दे बिकम इनसिक्योर. कोई दूसरे बात करते हैं, अरे अभी मेरा कुर्सी गया, so they become insecure, and that create a great havoc in the life of people. This insecurity. Insecurity is the biggest problem uh, in present days, modern times. Insecurity. कि भाई मेरा क्या होगा? If someone overcomes this one weakness, you know, I think they will be more peaceful. Just becoming insecurity. We have to be free from this insecurity. So love means secure. We have understanding that the person will accept. So Gopis doesn't have insecurity. Okay. So love implies service, not just a feeling. You can see that Lord Krishna served Arjuna. He became charioteer. Becoming charioteer means what? If he has to change the direction of the chariot, the Arjuna will kick Krishna left side. If you have left side of his uh, uh, body, so that he understand he has to take left turn and right turn, then left kick the right side of the Krishna's body so that Krishna can take right turn. He accepted that position. Krishna is also serving his devotee. You can see Gajendra. Gajendra just offered up flower. Immediately Lord Vishnu come. Okay. So how Krishna fulfilled once upon a time in Gujarat. There is the story of Narsi Mehta. Very wonderful story. No, Narsi Mehta was very poor, but he was very great devotee. And what happened that one day, uh, his daughter was marriageable age. So his wife told, "Arey, go, what you Krishna doing? Go and find out some Dahej and all those things. Otherwise, how our daughters will get married?" Narsi Mehta went and he was going to search something, remembering Krishna. He was not at all interested. तो वहां बीच में कहीं तो भागवत कथा चल रही थी और भागवत कथा सुन ली और नरसिंह मेहता सेट इन द भागवत कथा. And suddenly he realized, oh, my daughter's marriage has to be arranged. And I just said 7 days. Now how will I show my face to my wife? And he was worried and he was going to home. And when he was going to home, everyone was praising Narsi Mehta. Oh, you made so nice arrangement, so nice arrangement. Oh, wonderful arrangement. Then, Narsi Mehta entered in the house. Then his wife said, oh, what a great arrangement you made. It was a really wonderful marriage. So Krishna came in the form of Narsi Mehta and arranged everything. So end of the day, every step is a taste of our faith on Krishna, basically. So love is voluntary, not a compulsion. So just like a King Prataprudra voluntarily cleaning the road in front of Lord Jagannath during Rath Yatra, not a compulsion. Okay. Love is selfless, opposite to selfish. So this is the lacking in present day's life, that modern society often lacks such a deep feeling of commitment and responsibility between family members or within the community. They are they don't say how can I serve. So most of the problem in the society is how people can serve me. They don't think that how can I serve them, how can I give them. So we can see in the example of Srila Prabhupada's life that whenever he met Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his spiritual master, his guru, he always asked one question to his guru: how can I serve you? How can I serve you? He met almost 6 times. Every time he asked that question, how can I serve you? And if he could not meet, he wrote a letter to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur: Guru Maharaj, how can I serve you? So if you want to bring a peace in the society, then we should have this mentality: how can I serve? If you don't have that mentality, then there is no peace. And every time Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur told him, whenever you get money, print books. You are very educated person. Please go and spread the message of Lord Chaitanya to English-speaking world. Every time he told it, and he did that. So service. So competition and exploitation become the norm, killing final human instinct. Why? Because of people are key to good career, go to get better grades. I will prove myself. Recently, you might have heard that one boy mother killed her mother because she didn't allow him to play PUBG or something like that. Selflessness is inbuilt in the Lord's creation. If he becomes selfish, which is opposite to the creation, will not be happy. If you really want to happy, then we have to live in harmony with the nature. Live in harmony with nature. So no, we had one project, Nilachal Vedic Village. I remember I was making the punchline and all this. So I made a punchline, living in harmony with nature. Yeah. So selfless is inbuilt in Lord's creation. So if you become selfless, that is not in the harmony with nature. So if you are not in the harmony with nature, then definitely there is a friction. If you are in harmony with nature, there is no friction. You will be happy. So love involves sacrifice and pain, enjoying the satisfaction of beloved. It involves sacrifice and pain. See, Krishna also served. So when individuals are only interested in uh, gratifying the senses, everything becomes machine-like. So a labor of love in cooking for my family. So and no patient to cook and no time. How to go to gym. This is another scenario. Okay. Love is free from unrealistic expectation. So that was a great example. Unrealistic expectation means the love has realistic. So you might have heard the example of squirrel and Hanuman. Hanuman was putting big boulders to construct a bridge between Rameswaram and Lanka, and squirrel was coming and bringing some little mud in the mouth and putting in the ocean. And Hanuman saw, "अरे squirrel, how will you इतने इतना डालोगी तो कब ब्रिज बनेगा?" So Ramji come and hold the squirrel, and he was so happy. She is trying to serve with its best capacity. It is serving with its best capacity. So Lord accept whatever we serve with our best capacity. So in the life of Gautam Buddha, there is one story that once upon a time Gautam Buddha was given so much gift by villagers or businessmen and all. They gave so nice gift. So Buddha accepted them and put it aside, put them aside. Then finally one lady came. So she thought everyone is giving to this Lord. I don't have anything. I have just an apple. That is also eaten apple, beaten apple. She gave that beaten apple to Lord Buddha, and Lord Buddha ate it. Then the assistant of Lord Buddha asked him, "Are you have been given so big uh, gifts. You took them and put it aside. But here the one lady has given one small apple. You accept it, and although it was jutha, you ate it." Then Buddha said that this lady has given her full possession. She has given her everything. But these people, they could have given more, but they just gave one person. So Lord, accept the service as per your capacity. It's not expecting more than realistic. It's not expecting unrealistic thing in his service. Okay, so love means respect, valuing individuality, just like Lord Rama, uh, Lord Ramchandra respected Sabri. She was thinking, that she was eating that bear. so that it's tasty and all. If it is tasty, then she was giving the Lord Ramchandra, and Lord Ramchandra respected that individual. Okay, so generally we miss that point. We don't respect individuality. We always think that he should also be like me. So we have to respect. So that's why we should always respect the difference and accept the similarities. Love means unconditional in all situations, just like no condition, nothing. You can see the example of gopis. Their love was unconditional. They didn't expect anything in the return. Okay. So this Navik, you remember that when the Lord Ramchandra was crossing the Ganga, at that time Lord Ramchandra has nothing to give. Navik was not asking anything. So then finally Lord Ramchandra told Mother Sita to give one ring to him. So yeah, so that Vibhishan, he came. He didn't expected anything from Lord Ramchandra. He just as a devotional service for Lord Ram. Love means tolerance and forgiveness. So see, Putana came, but since she has come in the form of disguise of mother, Lord Krishna accepted her as a mother, forgetting all other uh, misdeeds. So love means tolerance and forgiveness. Love means security. So no, so this is a famous story. Uh, I forgot that. What is his name? Jatayu. Okay. So what happened when Ravana kidnapped Mother Sita, and Jatayu saw that he has kidnapped the wife of Lord Ramchandra. So Jatayu went to fight with Ravana. So Ravana was very powerful. He has uh, cut both the wings of Jatayu. So Jatayu has fallen on the earth, and he was just waiting for Lord Ramchandra to come to give a news that Mother Sita has been taken by Ravana. So you see the how much security, shelter, and pleasure, that although Ravana won the battle, okay, but he lost the mercy of Lord Ramchandra. Although Jatayu lost the battle, but he got the mercy of Lord Ramchandra and to personally perform the final rites of Jatayu. This is, and Jatayu was so pleased. So, so in love you get support, shelter, and pleasure. Okay. So that's what, it's 8 o'clock. So you can see so many example, like, so these people love our pocket. They come and smile so nicely. The garma garam vada, samosa, but they are behind our pocket. They are not for love. So these are like, they smile so nicely. If you can their uh, flight, air hostess, so nicely smile. Love for your pocket, not for you. But these are the real example of the love. We saw that previously. Krishna and Sudama. Then Krishna has shown his genuine love for Draupadi and Rajendra. We'll come to him. We'll discuss all these things in detail in Nectar of Devotion. I'll finish by 8:5. Um, and then Vidurani. She was so much ecstatic by seeing Lord Krishna that uh, rather than she has peeled the banana, rather than giving the fruit of banana, she gave the banana peel to Lord Krishna. He accepted and eat it. So this is genuine love. This is about Madhavendra Puri. So these are the genuine love. So we already discussed this. Every living being renders service to someone. This also we discussed, but such a service in this world is terminated by death. Every living being loves someone, but relationship and love in the material world is temporary. So dharma of the soul is to love and serve God. So that is the highest dharma. Dharma means service, but what is parodharma? To serve and love the God. In this world, when we pay check, when paycheck is stopped, service to the company is also stopped. Though we may not want to go on loving our parents, though we may want to go on loving our parents, relatives, friends, that stops our connection and we move over to another situation. We want to love our parents, relatives. At that time, it will move on. That's what we discussed, right? Just as man was, just as a man suffering from amnesia forget his parents and relatives, we have forgotten our love and service to God. And having forgotten God, we are reposing the same love in the service at in the and service in temporary and false relationship of this world that are finished with the time. Spouse centered, family centered. So we are not saying we have to reject them. We have to serve them, keeping Krishna in the center. That is very, very important. That they are sent by Krishna, and we have also not forcefully. Okay, family centeredness, money centeredness, work centeredness, possession centeredness, pleasure centeredness, and enemy centeredness, dog centeredness. So if you don't love God, then we love DOG God. Okay. So, but God is eternal, soul is eternal, and the loving relationship between the two is also eternal. So, God is Sachidananda. That's what Brahmaji says. Iswara Parma Krishna Sachidananda Vigrana Adir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana. And soul is part and parcel of Lord Krishna, so he is also Sachidananda. But God is Vibhu, Jivatma is Anu. Jivatma is part and parcel, God is very big. So our relationship is also eternal, that will never diminish. So that eternal love and service to God is called Sanatan Dharma, serving the Lord. So basically the point here is that we have a tendency to serve so many other relations. So that serving those relationships is like putting a water on a leaves of the tree. So that thinking that, oh, I want to see the tree very green. So if I pour a water in the leaf of the tree, then the dust will go away from the leaves of the tree and it will become green. And we don't pour a water in the root of the tree. So serving other relationship without serving Krishna is like just pouring a water on the leaves without pouring a water on the root. So that way the green will become green for temporary, for some time. But if you just go on pouring water on the leaf without pouring water on the root, after some time same leaves become yellowish. So after that, however much water you put there, that will not become greenish. So if you really want to see the tree green, then first priority is put the water at the root, and secondary whether you put on the leaf or not, that's secondary. But tree will remain. That if you don't put the water on the leaf, may remain little bit covered. That can be removed different way by rainy season automatically. So that tree will become automatically green. So if you serve everyone with different activities, है किसी को हॉस्पिटल खोल दो, किसी को सिर्फ खाना खिला दो, किसी को पैसा दे दो, है ना, घर दे दो. But if you don't give them Krishna, then that is like pouring a water on the leaf of the tree without pouring a water at the root of the tree. That will not continue for a long time. That will not sustain for a long time. So that's why if we really want to serve others, then first we have to make our center Krishna. Then we should serve them with Krishna in the center. That's the conclusion. So not made after Krishna, then made after Bollywood. Okay. So there are something like Anyway, I don't want to speak here. So why can't I feel love for Krishna now? So because of this Chapalasuk Bhogatyaga Vritti, the release or taste of the mundane pleasure does not long endure. Okay. Position of alternative sense enjoyment and renunciation. So we'll discuss this tomorrow. Why we discuss about Chapala Sukha, the release of taste for the mundane pleasure does not long for endure, and Bhoktyag. So why we are not feeling Krishna, love for Krishna, we'll discuss in tomorrow's session. So this is not like a basic, it's little bit discuss similar thing but different way. So thank you very much. If you have any question, comment, feedback.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Harshad here.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hope you're doing good.
Yeah,
Acha,
1 minute. I'm not able to hear. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
yeah. Prabhuji, I have 2-3 questions here.
Yeah.
So first of all, thank you for this insights. Like it was, really mesmerizing.